and welcome to Kashmir Now. I'm your host Lipakshi. Let's take a look at some stories of this week's episode. Pakistan cornered in 39th session of UNHRC for nurturing terrorism in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Public in illegally occupied territory of POK continues protest against the newly operational Neelam Jhelum plant. To revive the dying art of darning, Intac organizes a workshop in Srinagar. And people from across the globe visited Leh to witness the 2018 Ladakh Festival. Later, we will take you to visit the magnificent stupas and monasteries of Sarnath in Uttar Pradesh in our special edition of Incredible India. A number of countries, including USA, India and Afghanistan, have accused Pakistan of nurturing terrorism on its soil. All the accusations have been substantiated by the accounts and testimonies provided by various political and human rights activists in the recently concluded 39th session of UNHRC. They said that the deep state of army, which holds a large sway on the domestic and foreign policy of the country, has been providing an active support to the deadly terror groups in the illegally occupied territory of POK. They also said the number is constantly swelling in order to perpetrate more violence in and across the region. Our report.
Political activists from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir have shown concerns over growing extremism and terrorist activities in the region during an event on the sidelines of the 39th session of the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva. The exiled chairman of United Kashmir People's National Party, Shaukat Ali Kashmiri, lambasted Pakistan authorities, criticizing them of patronizing terrorist camps in the illegally occupied territory of POK.
कि आज़ाद कश्मीर जो है वो बरसा बरस से एक टेररिज्म का हब बना हुआ है, जहां टेररिस्ट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो है वो पाकिस्तान की एजेंसियों ने पाकिस्तान ने कायम किया हुआ है फॉर द टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज ऑन द अदर पार्ट ऑफ कश्मीर. तो सो ये लॉन्चिंग पैड है और यहाँ मैं समझता हूँ कि पाकिस्तान, यानी समझता क्या हूँ, बल्कि हमारे पास मुकम्मल इंफॉर्मेशन हैं कि पाकिस्तान ने अपनी उन पॉलिसियों को नहीं बदला है. ये जस्ट इनके दावे हैं, अखबारी बयानात हैं या टीवी और अखबारात के अंदर बयान करते हैं वर्ल्ड कम्युनिटी को मुतमईन करने के लिए, उनकी कंसर्न को एड्रेस करने के लिए. लेकिन ग्राउंड के अंदर जो है वो तमाम तंजीमें, जो प्रिस्क्राइब्ड तंजीमें हैं, वो दे आर वेरी मच एक्टिव, दे आर वेरी मच इंटैक्ट एंड दे आर ट्रेनिंग कैंप्स आर रनिंग देयर under the patronage of the state of Pakistan.
Pakistan has cultivated a number of radical groups within Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan over the years. These areas have been identified as a hub of terrorist outfits like Al-Qaeda, Lashkar-e-Omar, Lashkar-e-Toyaba, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Sipah-e-Sahiba. A number of activists have raised concerns regarding nefarious activities propagated by these terrorist outfits across POK. But their voices could not go past the valley, as most of them were given jail sentences or are killed by Pakistan Army.
A friend of mine who is a counsellor, Azad Kashmiri counsellor in London, he texted me early on, and he said that somebody from his village in Neelam, he's been abducted by ISI. And he clearly said, ISI has taken him, and for 5 days we don't know where he is, and we hope that he will be safe, and maybe he becomes one of those missing persons. So if with that kind of environment, with that kind of situation, how could you expect people to speak against the agencies? And also these fundamentalists who are roaming around. You know, these groups they've got a license to intimidate and frighten people, and if need be, kill them.
The barbaric regime has been able to crush dissents simmering in POK for last 70 years. Enforced disappearances, detentions, extrajudicial killings are common occurrences in the region. However, activists residing in other countries have ramped up efforts to bring reasonable voices of POK at the forefront. Pakistan, on the other hand, blatantly denies charges of causing any subversive activities against the public in POK.
And to speak more on this, we are now joined by an expert on the issue. Pakistan has multiplied its brute force in suppressing the people of occupied territories, and of late it has started using the services of terrorists to create an atmosphere of fear amongst the people. How do you see this?
Pakistan has two-pronged strategy as far as militancy is concerned. They are using these militants to destabilize the region, whether it is a state of Jammu and Kashmir or Afghanistan and other countries, neighboring countries. Secondly, they are using these militants also to suppress the nationalist movement, whether it is in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa or Baluchistan or occupied territories of Jammu and Kashmir. They have been doing it for a very long period of time. Now, as the movement is gaining strength, more and more camps are being set up for two reasons. One is to infiltrate them into India, and others they are using against the local people of the Gilgit-Baltistan, Hunza, as well as Muzaffarabad and many other smaller districts of the occupied territories of Jammu and Kashmir. So they have been doing it for a very long period of time. Local people, have been virtually have revolted against the Pakistan occupation authorities. Demonstrations are taking place on a daily basis, not only in occupied territories but also in other countries like Britain, France, Germany, wherever the Kashmiri populations are there. Secondly, they are also, the problem, large number of people from other territories of Pakistan have been brought in to settle, have been brought and settled over there. They have grievances with the China-Pakistan economic corridor because that has brought many projects in which outsiders are working and local people have been denied jobs.
It is a well-established fact that Pakistan Army and the ISI are hatching sinister plots against India and the people of POK. And for that, they have constantly been proliferating the number of terror camps inside POK. Could you throw some light over this issue?
These camps, they have been operating for a very long period of time, and they have been giving, all militant organizations, Kashmir-centric militant organizations, which are now, even some of them have become global terrorist organizations like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed or Hizbul Mujahideen, and then other smaller subgroup of these organizations. They are all having their camps in mostly in these areas. A large number of Kashmiris as well as non-Kashmiris, the Punjabis, the Pashtun and other Islamists have been trained over there. Their basic goal is to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir. So they have been using these militant camps. There are different types of camps are operating. Some camps, with the basic trainings are being given to some people. Then secondary level and higher level of training were given to them. How to operate in a mountainous region. So they are basically, it's a full-fledged army training these people are receiving.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts with us. And moving on, Pakistan's Neelam Jhelum plant has garnered widespread protest from the locals across POK. Befallen as a curse upon the public, the plant has created an acute water shortage condition in the region. Pakistan seems to have waged a water war against its illegally occupied territory of POK. A report.
Protests have erupted across Muzaffarabad against the newly operational Neelam Jhelum hydroelectric plant. The public raised eyebrows against the plant in the wake of looming water scarcity in most of the areas in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. They blame Pakistan government and its subsidiary Water and Power Development Authority WAPDA of contriving an elaborate scheme to divert Neelam waters to Punjab province in Pakistan. Calling it a now or never situation, local leaders, activists marched on the streets of Muzaffarabad, shaking the very foundation of the stooge administration in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir.
ये वो वक्त आ गया कि नाउ एंड नेवर, अभी नहीं तो कभी नहीं। यहाँ ये जो दरिया का मसला है, इसमें सबने बात की कि सियासत नहीं करनी। सियासत क्यों करेंगे? ये इमरान खान का मसला नहीं है, ये नवाज शरीफ का मसला नहीं है, ये जरदारी का मसला नहीं है, ये हमारा मसला है। हम नहीं बोलेंगे तो भाई कौन बोलेगा? हम नहीं बोलेंगे तो आप याद रखिएगा, हमारी अगली नस्लें हमसे चुन चुन के पूछेंगी, सवाल करेंगी हमसे कि आपने क्यों नहीं बोले थे।
चश्मे में सल्फर आ रहा है, किसी में पारा है, जिसकी बिना पर हेपेटाइटिस और ये मुख्तलिफ बीमारियां टाइफाइड जो है मुजफ्फराबाद में बहुत ज्यादा फैल चुका है।
Construction of hydropower projects in POK have raised serious environmental concerns among the public. Once a riparian city, Muzaffarabad has now turned into a breeding ground of fatal diseases. The broad Neelam waters have reduced to storm water drains filled with sewage streaming through POK.
नीलम झीलम प्रोजेक्ट की वजह से जो दरिया का पानी डाइवर्ट हो गया है, उस पानी से आने वाले वक्त में क्या, बल्कि इस वक्त जो चीज़ें पैदा हो चुकी हैं कि आपका टेम्परेचर मुजफ्फराबाद का चेंज हो चुका है, और आने वाले दिनों में ये टोटली इससे भी बदतर हो जाएगा।
Like several other projects conceived and completed by Water and Power Development Authority in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, this project was also designed to benefit Pakistan at the expense of livelihood of local people in the region.
Next, we move to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, where recently a week-long training cum workshop was organized on Rafugari to identify and expose the traditional valley darners to the market. Kashmir master darners, also known as Rafugars, who were once sought after by Mughal emperors for their finesse, are rarely seen today. Taking a step forward, the state government is now making efforts to revive this dwindling breed of craftsmen, and the workshop organized in Srinagar was a part of this initiative.
There is a saying popularly used among Kashmiri experts, Rafugars, that only Almighty and they alone can identify where a fabric has been repaired. The art of darning or Rafugari requires such a high level of expertise and precision, but today this age-old traditional method of repairing of fabric, especially Kashmiri shawls, is dying a slow death. Thus, taking a step forward towards its revival, Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, or INTACT, Kashmiri Chapter and Community, and Craft and Heritage Division INTACT New Delhi jointly organized a 6-day Rafugari workshop at SPS Museum, Srinagar. The main purpose of the workshop was to impart training to the learners so that they can make a living out of it, and also pave way for conservation and promotion of this age-old skill set to repair shawls in Kashmir Valley.
कमर्शियलिज्म की वजह से ये डिक्लाइन होने लगा। एक टाइम पे जहाँ पे एक टेलर्स के साथ और ड्राई क्लीनर्स के साथ हर वक्त एसोसिएटेड होते थे एक रफूगर, अब जहाँ पे 20 होते थे किसी ड्राई क्लीनर के पास, अब गिने चुने 2-3 रह गए, और वो भी सिर्फ स्पेशलाइज्ड काम करते हैं, क्योंकि सिर्फ तभी लोग उनके पास जाते हैं जब उनका कोई बहुत एक्सपेंसिव पीस ऑफ शॉल या बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कोई टेक्सटाइल ख़राब हो रहा हो। तो बात यही है, क्योंकि ये क्राफ्ट अब डिक्लाइन हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द चेंजिंग लाइफस्टाइल, इट इज़ ऑल द मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट टू preserve it and continue it and pass it on to further generations to keep it alive.
At least 25 master darners and embroidery artists were invited to exhibit their skills at the workshop, while 2 masters were invited from Najibabad, which is the hub of Rafugari in Uttar Pradesh. During the training session, these experts interacted with the trainers who were shortlisted for the workshop and taught them the Rafugari skills.
ये आर्ट हमारे कश्मीर में है, पहले से भी था, तो लेकिन आज का ये है कि ये जो ट्रेडिशन है, ये आर्ट है, तो ये अभी कम है, ये डिक्लाइन हो रहा है। तो इसी ट्रेडिशन को फिर से रिवाइव करने के लिए इंटेक ने ये इनिशिएटिव लिया है, और जिसमें जो एक्सपर्ट्स आए हैं ख़ासतौर नजीबाबाद यूपी से, तो काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है। मैं तो फ्रेशर हूँ, मुझे तो कुछ चीज़ पता नहीं था, मुझे तो पहले समझ भी नहीं आया है क्या, लेकिन जिस हिसाब से ये सिखा रहे हैं, कैसे हैं, कैसी चीज़ें हैं, तो बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है।
Darning has an interesting history in Kashmir that made it flourish. It is said that during the Afghan rule, the governors imposed heavy tax on shawl manufacturing through the infamous dark shawl department. Their officials taxed the shawls based on the size. To evade the taxation, the Kashmiri artisans started to make shawls half that size. Later, the two or more pieces were joined together skillfully by a darner. Thus, a full-size shawl was made without paying tax. As more artisans came to know of the trick, the practice became widespread and darners became the most sought after. The tradition continued as the trade expanded. However, the oppressive taxation was eliminated from the system. The need of darners also decreased. The main reason being that they are often seen as low class in the prime shawl making industry, and due to this name tag, the younger generation has stopped coming forward to adopt this profession. But with such workshop as the one organized in Srinagar, the existing darners and needlework artisan will not only get a help in upgrading their skills, but also in weaving life back into this beautiful art of restoration.
I think this is very important क्योंकि हमारी हिस्ट्री के ताल्लुक से हम अगर देखेंगे कि हमारा कश्मीर जो कि फेमस है, अपार्ट फ्रॉम नेचुरल ब्यूटी, सीनिक ब्यूटी, हमारा जो क्राफ्ट है, हमारी जो हिस्टोरिक इम्पोर्टेंस है, वो बहुत ही उम्दा रही है. तो उनमें से एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो है वो शॉल्स हैं. शॉल्स की कंजर्वेशन, शॉल्स को रिपेयर करने के लिए टेक्सटाइल्स का जो रिपेयरिंग होता था वो पहले रफूगरी होती थी. अब चूँकि नया ट्रेंड है, नई टेक्नोलॉजी है और लोग जो है धीरे धीरे करंट जनरेशन जो है, न्यू जनरेशन जो है वो उसको भूल रही है. तो उस हवाले से इंटैक्ट ने यहाँ पे एक वर्कशॉप किया हुआ है हफ्ते भर के लिए रफूगरी पे, और हम इसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं ताकि हम उस रिवाइविंग जो चीज़ उस चीज़ को ख़त्म होने ना दें.
Ironically, the decrease in number of refugers has come at a time when the demand for the work is increasing manyfold. There are tens of thousands of shawls in family heirlooms in different states of India, and even if 1% of those shawls need repair or conservation, it will be a huge market which only Kashmiri refugers can cater to, generating good business opportunities and providing livelihood to many in the Kashmir Valley.
Colourful celebrations, tasty feasts, great hospitality and communal peace mark the celebration of Jammu and Kashmir festivals, which successfully portray the diversity of Indian cultures. The beautiful valleys of Kashmir, the shrines of Jammu and the peaceful monasteries of Ladakh put together a series of festivals in the state throughout the year. One among them is the Ladakh festival that was recently celebrated with great enthusiasm in Leh and its villages. Take a look.
Showcasing a glimpse of Ladakh's rich heritage, culture and tradition, Ladakh Festival commences with a grand and colourful procession where the spotlight is thrown on several cultural troops and village contingents walking in a line, giving complete carnival-like feel. This year, around 20 cultural groups dressed in a ceremonial attire from all parts of Leh district and 5 groups of school children participated in the procession that started from Karzu, then passed through Leh market. They kept on singing and dancing on the tunes of traditional music played by respective village musicians until they reached the final destination, Polo Ground.
The Ladakh Festival is a major event organized every year by the LAHDC, the J&K Tourism Department, and collaborating with the local communities. Its main objective is to promote the richness, depth, and diversity of Ladakh's centuries-old culture, tradition, and folk and heritage, and providing tourists the opportunity to experience this uniqueness and vibrancy.
We feel about Ladakh very good, or we feel very, very comfortable here because We like the landscape, and we of course like the people, which are so friendly. We haven't met any unfriendly people so far, and that's something very special, I think. I appreciate very much. Well, it's very nice atmosphere here and very gentle with food which is being distributed and so on, and just nice to hear people and see the dancers from Ladakh.
Thousands of spectators from across the globe gathered at Polo Ground, where a traditional fiesta promoting the region's century-old performing arts was held. A scintillating cultural performance was presented on the inaugural ceremony by artists from different regions of the district, highlighting the unique cultural vibrancy and performances. The 4-day-long festival, with a number of mesmerizing events like traditional sport of polo, archery, mask dance and music concert, provided a great opportunity to both the foreign as well as domestic tourists to experience Ladakh's diversity and vibrancy.
It's been really wonderful. Lots of amazing tribes and amazing dress. Really enjoyed ourselves. It's been great.
It's been beautiful. All the fabrics and jewelry are fantastic, and the food has been delicious. The festival is fantastic to see all the different cultures and the tribes in the area and how everyone comes together to celebrate.
The festive ambience of Ladakh Festival, which is basically a sports and cultural party full of warmth and joy, provides for an amazing experience of pure country life apart from the hustle and bustle of the city.
Next, we move to the section of Incredible India, where we will take you to visit the world-famous Buddhist site situated near the Varanasi city of Uttar Pradesh. Popularly known as Sarnath, the holy site is famous for being the place where Lord Buddha delivered his first sermon to his 5 disciples, who were preaching the middle path for attaining nirvana. Have a look.
Located near the confluence of Ganges and Varuna rivers in Uttar Pradesh, Sarnath is one of the holiest sites that attract people from all over the world. Also referred to as Isipatana, means the place where holy men landed, the city is one of the 4 most important Buddhist pilgrimage destinations in India. There are several 20th century Buddhist temples in Sarnath, constructed and maintained by monks from Tibet, China and Japan. Mool Gandhakuti Vihara, built in 1931 by Bodhisatta Angarika Dharmapala, is the main shrine at Sarnath. A 110-foot high tower, it is believed to have been the hut where Buddha used to stay during his trips to Sarnath.
This is our Buddhist destination, so we must come here at least one time in our lifetime. So this is our religious destination.
What is the importance of Sarnath?
Sarnath plays very important role in the Buddhist people, because this is the holy place or sacred place where our Buddha preached the first sermon to 5 of his disciples.
Behind Mula Gandhakuti is the deer park where Buddha preached his first discourse after the enlightenment, has ruins of several monuments. Dhamek Stupa, built during 5th to 6th century to commemorate the spot where the Buddha gave his first sermon, is one among them. Another major attraction is the Wat Thai Sarnath temple that was built by Thai dignitaries in 1933. It has Thai designs and is prettily located amid lush green gardens that host a huge statue of Buddha. There are also running fountains with blooming lotus flowers before approaching the statue. On the right side of the temple is an enactment of Buddha delivering a sermon to his disciples beneath a tree, the sight that beholds many visitors.
यहाँ से जैसे महात्मा बुद्ध जी थे, उन्होंने यहाँ पर उपदेश दिया था, तो इसलिए हम यहाँ ये सब देखने के लिए आए हैं.
Other places of interest in Sarnath include the Sarnath Archaeological Museum that exhibits a rich collection of Buddhist sculptures, heralded among the finest embodiments of Buddhist art. Outside the Sarnath temple, one can find a number of stalls selling a wide variety of artifacts and statues of Buddha. Every kind of sculptures of Buddha that one wishes to buy can be found here. The market mostly deals with the souvenirs of Buddha, and fancy items are not found here.
सारनाथ को शुद्ध रूप से ये धार्मिक टूरिज्म है, रिलीजियस टूरिज्म है, उसके आकर्षण से ही लोग यहाँ पे आते हैं. उसके बाद में जब आते हैं यहाँ पे तो स्वाभाविक सी बात है, जो काशी की शिल्प की परंपरा है, सारनाथ की शिल्प की परंपरा है, फिर उसको तमाम चीजें खरीदारी होती है और लाखों लाख लोगों की आजीविका इससे चलती है यहाँ पे इस पर्यटन के माध्यम से. सारनाथ बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण स्थान है इस देश के टूरिज्म के और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय टूरिज्म के नक्शे पे.
It is noteworthy that in the 3rd century BC, Emperor Ashoka had significant stupas and monasteries erected here, as well as an engraved pillar. When Chinese traveller Xuanzang dropped by in 640 AD, Sarnath boasted a 100-meter high stupa and 1,500 monks living in large monasteries. However, soon after Buddhism went into decline and when Muslim invaders sacked the city in the late 12th century, Sarnath disappeared altogether. It was rediscovered by British archaeologists in 1835. Today, with its history and rich cultural heritage, Sarnath attracts hundreds and thousands of people and Buddha followers from across the globe who travel in search of enlightenment.
From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is a hub of several such tourist destinations that we shall continue to explore in our section of Incredible India. So that's all we have for you in this week's episode. Till we see you next week, it's goodbye from the entire production team.